just like when you. I mean, it was dumb shit to do.
Yeah, it was.
But
stupid.
it was also dumb shit, like little dumb shit.
Yeah.
So did you get backlash for his actions?
Me,
Because
no.
you were younger, like, oh, that's his little brother. He's gonna be a shit starter too.
No, because it's funny. That leads back to adults always liking us. Adults always loved Hayden, and so anytime I ran into a teacher that had him as a student, they loved me.
Even though you were a bad kid.
Yeah.
No, because,
supposedly you like to have
because
fun.
look, here's the thing. And this has been my whole life. It's like I've done these little things here and there, like little fuck ups, but like I could always like talk my way out of it and be sweet, and it would always end with the teacher or the principal being like, "Come on, Ryan, what are you doing? Come on?" And then like they're on my side. I always got them on my side somehow, and then I'd get away with it somehow. So all your teachers loved me.
There was one time, actually, I haven't told this in a minute. There was one time, in high school, our crosstown rivals were the Centennial Cougars. So their mascot was the Cougars, and so our cheerleaders one
was
year
like an old hot lady.
No, no, not like the one in Stanley Hills, dude. No, not like her. No, our crosstown rivals were the Cougars, and for some reason, like our cheerleaders hung a sign in like the general, rotunda that said "Cream the Cougars" because we were about to play them in football, and of course that's begging to be fucked with.
That's a layup.
And so I went down to the library and I printed out a bunch of big print signs that said "in the," and I went up to the rotunda and
that's great.
And I taped them to the middle of the sign so it read "Cream in the Cougars," and it drew everybody outside of the lunchroom and like into the rotunda, and it caused such an uproar that they took the whole fucking sign down at the end. And I remember I think it was Mr. Dickerson. Yeah, he
if you're an adult, how do you not?
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
exactly. But the here's the whole like frame of the punishment. Mr. Dickerson brought me into his office and he sat me down and he shut the door and he goes, "Explain this to me." but
That's great.
But here's the thing. He knew what it was.
Yeah.
The punishment was making me like divulge the information to him.
He wanted you to say it.
He wanted me to say, yeah. So there was like the whole picture of it. He slid it across the desk, and I was just like,
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, and literally it was that. He was like, no. Tell me what that means. And
What's cream mean?
Yeah,
and
and I had to tell him as I was like 16, 17 years old. I was like, well, it's when you like a cum in an older hot lady.
What's funny about that, Hayden? What's funny about that?
Yeah, and he played dumb the whole time. He was like, "Tell me more about that."
And
He's
just laughing in the back of his head.
Yeah.
You were a big troublemaker.
Dude. I was a little
All through
motherfucker,
high
dude.
school and everything.
Dude, yeah, I was a little motherfucker, dude. I sucked. I was a big piece of shit. Yeah, for a long time.
My grades principal was a woman, and I won't say her name. What was her name? I won't say her name, but she was cool, and it was the same exact thing. It was I'd get in trouble with a teacher or something, or like I'd be like joking in class, and I'd get sent to her office, and the teacher would be really mad. But then when it was just me and the principal, she'd be like, "Ryan, what are you doing? Come on, Ryan, look, I gotta go make some papers. Just sit here, all right? Just sit here. Stop being an idiot." And I'd be like, "Okay, sorry, Mrs. Whatever." I almost got in big trouble for I sat on a copy machine and printed out like 800 pictures of my bare butt. Like
bare ass.
Yeah, I sat on the classic.
Yeah.
When was this in school?
Sophomore year. Classic joke. Sitting bare butt on a copy machine.
Classic.
Dude, that's
Yeah,
Simpsons.
of course,
That's
yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Simpsons shit right there. And I passed them out to everybody in school. And so
That's child pornography.
that's so yeah. So then the cop of the school and the principal came in, and they were like, and they called my fucking parents in, and they were like, "This is serious. This is not a joke. This is underage pornography." And then like mom and dad both, they were like, you guys are being ridiculous. This is so stupid. Like, they had my back because it was so stupid.
Yeah, it was so
and then,
dumb.
my grade's principal came in, and she was like, let me just handle this. Like, let's not blow this out of proportion. I'm just going to handle this. So then it was just me, the principal, my grade's principal, and mom and dad in a room. And she was like, I'm going to make this go away because this is stupid. Mm-hmm. But, like, I don't want to see you in here again. And I was like, yes, ma'am, you know? Like, and I just, I got away with it.
Did you get grounded at all at home or anything like that?
No, because, look, we never did, like, bad shit. Like, no, really, it was funny shit.
It was always, like, with a good intention. It was always, like, funny.
Okay, yeah.
It was never, like property damage.
Yeah.
Or like, serious, like, crime. It wasn't crimes. It was just, like, little jokes. Little, like, cream in the Cougars.
Yeah.
Oh, he messed with a sign. Oh, he sat on a copy machine and printed his butt. It was dumb shit, and our parents were smart enough to be like, they're just being... Oh, a 15-year-old did a funny thing? Wow, that's crazy.
You know what the funniest part about all that, though, was like every time that someone sat you down in the office for doing something like that, like the cream and the Cougars thing, they're like, this is a huge deal. And then you're sitting there, you're like, seriously? Serious? This is a huge deal? Yeah.
Why was this the end of the world when it's really nothing? It's just...
But didn't you feel that way, though? Like, it was like, oh, my God, I fucked up big time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, dude, I know. When the school would call your parents, you'd go, oh fuck,
dude! They have to come into the school.
I'm fucked.
I gave the school my buddy Drew's phone number, so anytime they had to call home, they just phoned my buddy Drew, and he picked up the phone. And he was like, "What? What are you talking about?" It was all fake. It was totally fake.
The most stuff I ever did at school was just like, I would get away with so much shit because the teachers because I was like a good student and I was like nice to the teachers. I didn't I didn't make their lives worse.
That's right. Yeah.
So it was like they'd be like, I'd sneak out of school. They'd be like, they would know, but they wouldn't say anything.
And they like you, so they're like,
hey,
they're like, Nick, listen, dude. You know?
Exactly.
It was always that. It was always like, Ryan, listen, come on. Like, one-on-one, you got to stop doing that shit. It was never big trouble.
Yeah. Probably the most trouble I got into in high school, like in like a fuck around way, was that they had I think it was my sophomore year, it was like a big rivalry basketball game, and it was like the end of the third quarter. Their cheerleaders, that rivalry school, their cheerleaders were out doing a little dance, and it was like a big game, and so it was packed. The whole gym was packed. I went to the bath. I brought like a Oak Park flag. That's where I went to high school. I brought a flag. I just ran through their cheerleaders.
Just fucking them up.
Just fucking them up with my flag. And our student section is going fucking nuts. And the fucking resource officer like fucking pushes me up against the fucking wall, like blah blah blah. And they couldn't catch me, but they caught me because I stopped running. I should have just kept running out the door.
You surrendered yourself.
I surrendered myself.
You surrendered yourself to the authorities.
Yeah, I did. I did. And then my mom was great. The best part about it was I didn't get in trouble at home because the headline was a resource officer shoved my kid up against the wall.
You made the papers
and said
dude?
He's going to eat concrete. No, but like that's like
the headline.
The headline to my parents.
Okay, yeah.
The headline to my parents was. You don't fucking touch my kid.
Yeah.
So, nothing happened. Got suspended from athletic activities for like 2 months. Couldn't go to any games or anything. So worth it.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
2 months honestly ain't bad. That's like an eternity when like you're 16, but like 2 months ain't bad.
Yeah, and I was like, it's fucking basketball season.
Yeah.
If it was football season, that would have sucked. But mom, great mother, had my back always. Shout out to Shannon.
Yeah.
Great mom.
She looks great too for her age. I mean, really good though. She followed me on Instagram. But you were saying?
I've never seen your mother.
My mother, he hasn't either.
You're missing out. Wait, hold on. No.
Have you guys seen my dad?
Yeah, great looking dude. I just take both sides.
Yeah. Oh lordy.
I'd go to a lot of our school's games because I was in media class. And I loved media. That was my favorite. My favorite class was media. Learning about cameras and how they work. And our school had like a little news that would play at the start of the school day. You know, like at the beginning of the school day, you'd stand up and you'd do the pledge, and then you'd sit down, and then the little TV in the corner would play like the little,
Channel 1?
the news.
Channel 1 news?
No, like the school news.
Oh, the school news. You were in that. I was in that too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I would help film it, and I never got to be on it, unfortunately. But like,
Yeah, well,
Look
at you now.
I know. Look at me now.
It was a school news. They'd tell you like what was for lunch that
Yep.
day. It was like just like
And
the happenings about.
I loved it. I fell in love with like, I was like, what is this weird production? Because it's not. It was so opposite of fucking math class. Learning about math. 1 second I'm learning about math, bored out of my mind, and then I'm making a TV show. That's fucking awesome. And so
Right.
I would go out and I'd film the games, the school games. And so so after school, like I'd stop by the media class, and they'd give me this giant bag with a fucking big camera in it, and then it was just mine for the afternoon. And then so I'd have to go to these games, and then I I had this media pass, so I got to like not pay, get drinks and stuff, and like film. I would film the games, but I would do it like funny. So like I'd film like the football player running with the ball and he gets the touchdown, and then I'd zoom in on a cheerleader, like a little too close, nothing crazy, but and then so like a play would be happening and I'm just filming like a guy eating popcorn, I'd make them like funny, and then I would be in charge of editing it to make it into like a little news package, and they got so absurd that they wouldn't. My teacher cut me off from making the news package because it would be like
He got the light.
It would be I got the light.
Yeah, he got the light. Yeah, they gave him the light, dude.
Legit, it would be like the quarterback throws the football and the guy's about to catch it in the end zone, and then I just go to a cheerleader and I'd ruin it. Like I'd like hilariously ruin it, and then I got thrown off of that. I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Damn, dude.
Unfortunately,
You should go back and try.
I should.
You should go back and be like, give me a second chance.
Hey, come on.
I'm
Hey,
a lot funnier now.
I figured I could do a lot more funny shit with the camera now. Please.
Yeah.
Let me do it.
Yeah. And it'd be weird though if he's still like zooming in on 16-year-old cheerleaders.
Yeah,
that only
Doing
works
the
when you're in
same
high
bits.
school.
Yeah.
That only works if you're actually in high school.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, you're a fucking freak.
The fact that I was underage. I zoomed in on underage women while I was underage.
Yeah.
Right. Of course.
Not
of course.
now.
No.
And I still have the footage.
Can we watch it?
No, I don't have the footage. I don't have the footage. Media class fucking changed my life forever. Because literally...
Damn, so that's where he thought he could do stand up.
Yeah, I guess it all started there. Dude.
No, you know what? Stand-up didn't even enter my mind then.
Did you?
I wasn't even thinking about stand-up